Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Desiree Lee, and here on my channel, I help authors and also business owners get their ideas off the ground. So, thank you guys so much for joining me here during this live broadcast from Atlanta, Georgia. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys type in the word new or let me know where you guys are viewing from. I always look at this like when I have live viewers and then I have people where they call them followers. I'm like, you guys are not my followers, you're my friends. I share all of my, the things that I go through. I share some of the highs and some of the lows as being an author in business or a business owner on live stream, and you guys know who I am. And oftentimes, I definitely want to know who you are too as well. So feel free to let me know inside of the comments where you are watching from, what is your name, so we can definitely get to know each other on a more personal level. During this broadcast, I'm going to answer your questions in regards to publishing. I find that it's like at this time of the year that I get a plethora of questions from either people who've already published a book and those who want to publish a book. And so I said, hey, look, the best thing I could do is to do a live Q&A with each and every one of you to answer your questions directly. I know some of you guys may send me messages. Some of you guys responded to my Instagram stories. If you have any questions in regards of being a business owner, if you have any questions regarding publishing your book, where do you go? What do you do next? If you're watching me here on my YouTube channel or on Periscope and also on Facebook, you guys know that I will respond, but this is the broadcast where you can get your questions respond immediately. So I'm excited to be with each and every one of you guys here today. I want to give a shout out and say thank you guys for sharing and inviting your friends to this broadcast. Also sharing it out on Twitter and all social media platforms to let your friends know, hey, look, I'm live, and maybe they can get their questions answered, or maybe they're calling you all the time and you're like, I don't know what to do. Ask Desiree Lee. And so I want to make sure that I open up this door, this window opportunity. Going forward, I'll be able to answer your calls because it does something. It's different from reading your questions, then it's left up to me to interpret what you mean. And I really want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence in answering it to the point, because I always say never be afraid to ask. All they can do is say yes or no. And so with that being said, moving forward in our live stream broadcast, or what you can look forward to, is that I will open a door to have a call-in session where you guys will be able to call in, ask me questions, get pointed in the right direction. I know some people or some coaches, you may send them a message and they're like, you have to pay for this and you have to pay for that. I don't believe that because I know we have to start somewhere. And I like to reward people. I like to reward individuals to where, hey, look, you may not have the money for a coaching call. You may not have the money to join our membership. You may not have the money for a personal one-on-one, but I do want to make sure that I make myself available for each and every one of you guys because you have to start somewhere. And I didn't forget where I have started, okay? I remember those times in those days where I had nothing, but I did strive to do better. So let me know inside of the comments, if you guys have any questions as we continue to go on with this broadcast. So prior to us going live, I did ask the question, hey, look, if you have any questions, let me know. And I'm so excited because a lot of you guys responded. And so maybe one of their questions relates to you. I always say, hey, look, not everybody's going to raise their hand and ask that question, but maybe they're asking the question for other people. And so that's what this broadcast is about, where I want to definitely make sure that I'm helping you. That's what I'm here for. That's what my platform is for, is to help you along the way. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel here. And do not forget to go to our channel. If you are not familiar with our channel, you just literally go to youtube.com/Delete Inspires. Make sure you also click that notification bell, okay, too, as well. If you're watching me on Facebook and either on Periscope, you can definitely make sure you hit that like button. Let me know that these are some of the topics that you're interested in too as well. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and move forward. All right, so the first question I got was that I received was, does self-publishing on Amazon mean that you could only make digital copies? I say no. Publishing on Amazon.com, you can literally publish an audiobook, you can publish a paperback book, you can also publish an ebook. The thing that I don't like with the platform is that they don't have it open to where you can publish a hardback book too as well. If any of you guys know this, is that I believe that you can have one form of a book, right? You can have one form and you can literally create so many different options with that book. You can have an ebook, paperback book, audio book. You can also have a hardback book. You can translate your book and different things like that. So if you are a children's author, you're a self-published author, it's your story, or maybe you're a coach and it's instructional material too as well, that you want to be mindful that in this holiday season, that you create different types of formats for your audience. Don't forget that you can also create merch around your audience, especially if you have a children's book. If you have a children's book, keep in mind, us parents, I mean, in the fashion industry, the biggest booming part of the fashion industry is children's clothes, okay? From newborn all the way to toddler, all right? So with that being said, you want to make sure that you provide that. So if you have a catchy phrase, if you have either your book title or either a character from your children's book, you definitely want to put that on some merch, from a book bag to a fanny pack to a mask, okay? Because as I spoken with my family in California, that the governor is about to put another mandate on. So we know how important masks are, and now it's becoming part of our wardrobe every single day. And so a lot of people don't want to wear the medical mask. They want something that's washable, something to keep them safe. And then you can have individuals to become your walking billboards, literally. You can either give the mask away, if you can find them on pennies of the dollar, from print on demand websites when it comes to your book, and or you can have them for sale, especially during the holidays. So where some people maybe give out a portion, or if you're going to sell your mask or your merchandise, maybe a proceeds goes to your local hospital, or maybe a piece of the proceeds goes to giving away a number of free masks. And the same thing goes from your book too as well. So you definitely want to keep those things in mind and really apply what people are going through right now in order to sell your book. Even if your book has been out for 5 years, even if it's been out for 10 years, and so forth and so forth. The next question is, and I'm looking here at the comments, so make sure if you let me know if you have any questions, let me know inside the comments box too as well. If you're watching me here on YouTube and or on Periscope, make sure you guys come to my YouTube channel, and also make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. So the next question is, how much will it cost to publish my first book? Well, it's going to cost you time. It doesn't cost you money. It will cost you time. All right. So with that being said, is there is a low budget where if you might say, well, don't I have to pay for an editor? Doesn't that cost money? Yes, or you can edit your own book. Okay, they have softwares, they have free platforms that you can use that on too as well, to literally get that done on a shoestring budget. Also, you may say, well, don't I need somebody to do my book cover? Listen, guys, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but they do have book cover templates, okay? To where even if you are not graphic savvy, even if you do not know what to do next when it comes towards your book cover and so forth and so forth. You can use templates. That's free. Then you say, well, don't I need somebody to format it? Well, it's going to take you time. It's a little learning curve, but I'm here to help you along the way. We have an upcoming Publish Now class to help you publish your book in 24 hours or less on a shoestring budget. This class is for individuals who don't have a large budget and for individuals who do have a large budget. We give you two options to where you can do it yourself or you can pay someone else to do it. So essentially, how much does publishing or self-publishing your book cost? It costs nothing but your time, because you're going to have to really decide to be committed. You're going to have to make a decision today to be committed to whatever your dream is. It may not be about a book, but whatever your business idea is, we're at the end of the year. And it seems like when we're at the end of the year is when it's kind of like kick gear into finishing what we have started, right? So before the beginning of the year, this time last year, we already made plans of what we're going to do the first quarter of this year of 2020. We already made plans of what we're going to do the second quarter. And sometimes a curveball or something will get thrown in a way to where it's like, okay, what do I do next, and different things like that, to where we're putting other top priorities in front of what our dreams or goals are, because of course as adults we got to take care of those things, those essential things. However, at the end of the year, it does something for us. It does something to where like we don't have that much time left. Hey, look, how many more weeks do we have left in October? Then you're like, oh my gosh, it's December. And we try to capsule the whole entire year within November and December in 60 days because we want to make this year count for something. So this is what I'm saying to you is, one, don't beat yourself up too much, okay? We've been through a lot this year. We experienced losses, we experienced wins, we experienced hardships, we experienced triumphs, we experienced a lot of things this year. So don't be too hard on yourself this year. All right, the second thing I want to share with you is, yes, you may have had that kickstart and you want to finish what you start, but do the best you can. Don't overwhelm yourself with so many tasks that you essentially don't get anything done. I don't know about you, but for me, it's like sometimes I'm planning it out. I have my list. I have my to-do list. I have everything that I'm going to do. And sometimes I will feel overwhelmed or overpowered. And then if I don't accomplish that, I'm like feeling defeated because it's like, oh my gosh, I had this plan out or what I'm going to do every day. But I kind of overexerted myself. I kind of overexerted my gifts. And that's not how it goes. So if you are saying, hey, look, I need to get a lot of things done, I say start with 3 things a day. At the most, if you're like a high achiever, I say 5 things a day. But I really strongly say, hey, look, if it's creating the design for your merch, if it's calling the designer about your merch, if it's calling about your book cover, if it's calling about this and the other, if you're hiring someone else, or if you have to do it yourself, right? Then you have an idea day, right? To make sure like, hey, look, are my ideas flowing with my end goal too as well? Then you say, hey, look, these are the days of my marketing, my content campaign. This is what I'm going to do. And then you utilize those things. But above everything else, do the best you can with what you have until you can do better. Don't overextend yourself so much that you essentially don't get anything done. Okay? All right, last question before we leave each other. Make sure you guys, again, are sharing this out. I'm thinking about doing like maybe a giveaway or something like that. I haven't really decided yet what type of giveaway, but I was thinking about doing a giveaway during my live broadcast, just as this. I'm going to commit to at least go live twice, at the most 3 times each and every week to make sure that I make myself available for you guys. I want to make sure that I'm helping you guys every step of the way. All right. So the next question is, what do I need to publish my first book? Well, a lot of times we think that we need this big grand story. Okay. I remember today I was on I had a speaking engagement with DeKalb County prosecutors and it was a round table, it was on Zoom, and they shared my book. This is a way that I make more money, where a lot of my speaking engagements, they may pay me for it, they may not pay me for it, but they also purchase my books, and that is the even exchange. However, during this, the host was sharing that, hey, look, this is a part of her story, but this is not her grand story. And I think a lot of us get stuck at that. We have to tell our story from birth until where you are right now, and that's not true. When you are sharing your story or writing a book, it's an experience. Even a children's book, it may be experience on how to make friends, uh, how to deal with parents who have mental health, how to deal with bullying at school or social media, or things are changing, or even the political world, to where you're explaining it to them in their sense. It's not this grand story. There's levels to it. I mean, even books from what is it? They have different series, series 1, volume 2, volume 5, and different things like that. So even though I'm sharing my story in my book, that I published in 2014, it's not the end of my story, and I am going to publish another book around that. So what I'm saying is what do you need to publish your book? You need a format. I don't care what nobody else says. You cannot wing it when it comes to your story. You cannot wing it when it comes to writing your book. You cannot wing it, okay? You definitely need an outline for your book for your readers to be able to follow, okay? The next thing you need to have is, are you going to do it in series? Which experience are you going to share? How far are you going to go? And so forth and so forth, okay? So that's something that you want to make sure that you have when it comes down to the outline of your book. Also, you want to say, hey, look, is it going to be on current events? Are you going to wrap it around that too as well? You definitely want to make sure that it's sellable. Okay, you can't just write the book for yourself. So you can't, I know it says, what do you need to publish a book? And I'm going to get to those key components or resources and tools you need. However, make sure you're not writing the book for you, because if you're writing the book for you, then you're writing a journal. Okay, that's what it is. It's a journal. It's not a story. It's not a book. It's not sellable. I'm just going to tell you guys straight up. I mean, I read stories and they're like, oh, I'm sharing my story to help somebody else. But I'm like, the book is for you, sis. The book is for you, bro. It's not for the reader, because you're taking me on the story, but you're not giving me no solution. You're not telling me how to get out of that too as well. So I definitely want to make sure that I shared this with you to let you guys know the truth on that too as well. So let me get to the point, and then we are going to carry on. And I hope to come back live with you guys later on this evening too, as well, as we move forward with this process as I'm answering your questions. Okay. So with that being said, this is what you need. You're going to need to have an outline. You're going to need to write out your story based on your outline. So your outline is going to tell you the chapters, okay? Then you're going to need an editor, all right? You definitely want to make sure you run it past your friends and family. Not all of them are going to tell you the truth, but you kind of want to get the reactions to know what to adjust and different things, because it is a business, okay? But you do want a professional editor. The second thing is a formatter, okay? Or you can format it yourself. So you need formatting. Next thing you need is the front and back cover. So you need a whole book cover when it comes to publishing your book, okay? Too as well. The next thing is that you want to build an audience. The way you build the audience, maybe I'll talk about that later on tonight. All right, so make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel so you get notified when we definitely go live tonight. When it comes to that. So you definitely want to make sure that you have those key components on publishing your book. And then you want to make sure that you have either, you can have a publisher, but again, an audience But if you don't have an audience, you say, well, where do I even start? The way you do is you borrow somebody else's audience, and that comes with podcasting, interviews, and different things like that. And I will share on how do you secure those interviews in order to move forward and go from for there. All right. So again, thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for sharing this broadcast. Thank you guys for coming in and tuning in with me and hanging out with me. Again, I am Desiree Lee. I'm your #1 sought after self-publishing consultant. I help hundreds of authors publish their books and turn into a business. If you want more information about me, you can definitely go to my website at dleeinspires.com. You can also subscribe to my social media channels as I help each and every one of you. I look forward to see you guys soon, very, very soon, later on this evening. Bye.